Okay, guys.
Sir,
You will introduce. Okay.
good morning, children. So, as you know, today is very special. Extra special going to added up by our Dr. Mallikarjuna sir. So, I would like to welcome Mr. Mallikarjuna sir on behalf of our teachers introduction about the sir. So, he has been awarded as an honorable doctorate in leadership, lifestyle, yoga training. And he was dedicated the past 15 years to work as a personality development trainer for National Skill Training Institution, and also a Deccan era leading the English daily newspaper, and is also running a Diginet online media private limited, a company which is focused on software development, computer training, and personality development. So today he is with us to share his experience and to train us how to face the exam, overcome the fearness about the exam. So have a great day and take a
Okay, guys. Happy morning.
Happy morning, sir.
Now, all of us have faced what is called as exam. There is always examination fear, irrespective of your age. Your 10th standard, you have an examination fear, right? But I am doing my graduation. Do I have an examination fear? Yes. I am doing my post-graduation. Do I have an examination fear? Yes. I am doing my PhD. Do I have an examination fear? Yes. What exactly is fear? Baya andre ಏನು? Fear is an indication that you are trying to face something which you have never faced in the past. You have faced 9th standard exam. If at all the teacher announces tomorrow we are going to have a 9th standard exam, there may not be so much of fear because 9th standard is already been passed. You have experienced 9th. Right now 10th will be more fearful because you have never experienced the 10th standard exam. Anything that you have experienced over and over again, you feel confident. When the confidence is high, the fear will automatically become low. When you have never experienced this exam and for the first time when you are trying to experience this exam, definitely there will be a fear. Fear is a natural indication that you are trying to experience something which you have not experienced earlier. And let me explain you. Whenever we say fear, is fear good or bad? Fear. 2 minutes. So, is the fear good or bad? Fear is good. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಭಯ ಅನ್ನೋದಿದ್ರೆ you can take quick responsibility of what all can go wrong. I'll take up a simple example. All of you know Chandrayaan 1 did happen from ISRO, but it was not successful. Chandrayaan 2 also happened from ISRO, still it was not successful, but Chandrayaan 3 was successful. Was there no fear on Chandrayaan 1? Yes, Chandrayaan 1 ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇಸ್ರೋಗೆ ಇದ್ದಂತ ಫಿಯರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಏನೆ. When they went for Chandrayaan 2, the fear doubled because Chandrayaan 1 failed. ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲನ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ when I want to experience the same thing, fear will be high. So what they did, a fear high iddaga, they took up all the precautions to see to it. Out ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಲಾಂಚ್ ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ 2 ಗೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಂತ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, they assumed and they presumed all that and they did a pre-preparation and experienced that in all those verticals the landing should happen perfectly. So fear was there. Was the fear good there? Yes, it made them to prepare well. So what is the advantage? Chandrayaan 2 nearly went to the other side of the moon. Only thing is the soft landing did not happen. So when the soft landing did not happen, they took up Chandrayaan 3 and they wanted it to become a successful. Fear was still more. When the fear was very high, automatically they took all the precautions to see to it the landing, what we call it a soft landing, happens perfectly. So ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಗಾಳಿ ಬೀಸಿದಾಗ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅದೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಅದೊಂದು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. by chance a humidity ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು, when the temperature is high, do you think the vehicle will be comfortable coming, slowing down and then landing? They made a trial on that also. Every permutation and combination ಅವರು check ಮಾಡಿ, they had prepared themselves so that the soft landing should happen perfectly. And because of all this, because of the fear, they were able to manage, and Chandrayaan 3 became a success. So for you and me, when we say it is an examination fear is required because it gives you an alertness that I will have to prepare properly. It gives you an alertness that I should not take things very lightly. And it also gives you a seriousness that come what may, I will not be wasting even a minute from now on because I know this examination can make a big difference to me. So, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಫಿಯರ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಭಯ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬೇಕು. ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಭಯನ ಗೆದ್ದು ಬರ್ತೀರೋ, ಯು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಆಲ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. When a person manages fear and he faces the fear and he gets through the fear, he becomes a new personality altogether. I was in a 9th standard, a very comfortable student. The moment 10th standard came, I was having fear. But that fear was important for me to actually bring a change in me. ನನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆನ ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ಫಿಯರ್ ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. So with that fear, I took up my 10th standard, your principal took up the 10th standard, your teachers took up the 10th standard, and then after we completed the 10th standard, we became a new you. I became a new me, and that was at +1. +1 ಮುಗಿತು. Was I not actually having fear in my second PUC? Yes, definitely I had a fear even in my second PUC. But that fear was required for a transformation from what I was to become something else. So if you start avoiding fear and if you want to take life easily, then you will never be able to bring a change in you. First time when you came out of your mother's womb, there was a fear. What was that fear? Your mother had packed you in a so-called special liquid and you were actually a fish there swimming in a womb. All of a sudden when you had to breathe on your own, not through your mother, there was a fear. The fear hit you very hard. But that fear was required. And when that fear was required, it was pushed onto you and you cried on the top of your voice because for the first time you started breathing normally. If a baby who comes out of her mother's womb cannot adopt to this fear and come out of that fear, she can never become a baby. She will die there. And every time after that, when you wanted to walk, every time you wanted to stand, you had a fear. You will fall. Your parents also had a fear. You will fall. But did they stop you from experiencing that fear? They told illa biddagle avanu gottagodu. So you slowly get up with fear, you slowly get up with fear, you fall. Again you slowly get up with fear, you fall. And when you do it multiple times, one day comes when you get up and there is no fear, you start walking. That transformation happened from being a crawler to walking on your steps. Now comes the second. Can I run? First time you ran 3-4 steps, you fell down. Walking was comfortable as a toddler, but when you had to run, you fell multiple times. That falling was required, that experience of fear was required, and when you experienced that fear, transformation happened and you started actually running. So every day, if you are not going to actually experience fear, you have lived a mediocre life. Mediocre life andre living in a comfort zone. If you have not experienced fear, that means you have not tried something which is difficult for you. ಯಾರೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಫಿಯರ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ 10th standard exam is a fearful exam. Yes, we know. But if I actually get through that, I become a new individual. So fear is common, let it be. So how do I manage that fear? We will look into certain classes. Let me share a beautiful story. Why? Because fear is a gift and fear is also a curse. What I mean by fear is a gift. I still remember, all of you have seen the Spider-Man 2? Okay, the story goes like this. The Spider-Man 2, one of the highlight of the movie is Spider-Man 2 stops a metro train from falling down using a spider web. I have my second year son when he was around 4.5 years. He is very fond of Spider-Man. Even for his birthday, we had got him a Spider-Man suit. So he told Dad, let us go for Spider-Man movie. So I booked tickets, and he and his elder brother, me and my wife, we went to watch Spider-Man movie. He wanted to wear the Spider-Man costume, and only then he wanted to go and watch the movie. Somehow we tried convincing, he was not getting convinced. You know, as a kid, you never were convinced. You did what you wanted to do. We told, okay, if he wants to wear costume of Spider-Man, let him. We went, we saw the movie, and as we came back, we had gone in a car. He told, Papa, take me to the metro station. I did not understand why is he asking me to take me to metro station. I told, anyway, car is there, we'll go. Then, okay, after that, when you take me to a metro station, just to see to it that his tantrum stops. I'll take you to metro station. I went home, I thought he has forgotten. As soon as I went home, I changed the clothes. He did not change. He told, Papa, take me to metro station. And I asked why. Papa, Spider-Man will stop the metro train there. I'm Spider-Boy. I'll stop the metro train there. Fearlessness is a gift. But fearlessness in this place is actually stupidity. That means if you don't take measures to overcome the dangers that is existing there, because 9th standard exam is an easy going exam, but 10th exam cannot be the same. 10th exam has to be taken quite seriously. If 9th you were studying 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours per day, definitely 10th exam you will have to study at least 12 hours per day. If that dedication is not there, that means you are not preparing appropriately for that particular exam. Chandrayaan 1 was a failure because few things were not well prepared. Chandrayaan 2 was a failure because few things were not well prepared. I don't want your 10th standard exam to be a failure because of not preparing well. So, fear is an indication that you will have to prepare well. That's all. Now, what will I do? My son is insisting, Papa, take me to metro station. Papa, take me to metro station. Somehow I asked him, why do you want to go to metro station? He told me he wants to stop the metro train. But I cannot make him understand. What I told, I called my wife. Tatana, please come. You become the engine. My wife became an engine. And my elder son, who is doing his IIT in Karachi, his ranking was 500. I wish all of you also hit that bullseye of being an IIT. He has been a topper in his first year engineering, second year engineering, third year engineering in IIT. He was also a common student like you who attempted 10th, and today he is a topper in IIT Karachi. So, every one of you sitting here has that abundance capability of hitting that bullseye. If a chai wala, a very ordinary chai wala, can become a prime minister. If a tribal woman, who is a tribal? A tribal or those who live in wild, deep forest, and they live with wild animals as though they are their pet animals. That is the kind of living they live. They live like animals there. A lady from there educates herself and becomes the president of this India. If I am talking about an ordinary tribal woman, Draupadi Murmu, becoming the president of India, ask yourself, what are you capable of? The greatest gift what God has given us, all of us are born equal. All of us are born equal. Ask your mom. Or ask Tendulkar's mom if you want to get a real answer. Is it Tendulkar's mom? Yes. Amma, nim maga barvaga bat sameta banna. Because he's a cricketer. No. Ask Lata Mangeshkar's mom. Allah nim maglo aad eltane aache bandra. No. The greatest gift God has given all of us are born equal. Our birth is a gift of God. All of us are born equal. But our destination or our death is a gift what you give to the God. So, being equally born is the greatest gift God has poured onto you. But how you make the choices and choose the destination, that is the greatest gift that you can give on to God. So, remember, your life will have to be a BCD concept. Repeat after me. BCD concept. 3 times. B, C, D concept. Again, B, C, D concept. Again,
B, C, D concept.
B is birth or B is the beginning. Right now examination is there 3 months down the line. We will say today is the beginning for a serious study. Beginning has happened and destination is also fixed. But the choices what you make every day from now onwards is going to decide what your destination marks is going to be. Now today I still want to see who has lost in Big Boss day before yesterday's show, then your marks will come down. Today I still want to see which is a super hit song in Pushpa 2, then definitely your marks will come down. If today your choice is let me attend my aunt's marriage, because if I don't go to the marriage shall not happen, and you go to your aunt's marriage, your destination marks will come down. Why? Your choice was not to reach the marks what you wanted to reach, your choice was you wanted to do something else. Right now you have a choice. I will bet you no marriages have stopped just because you have not gone. No group praveshas have stopped just because you have not gone. No film in the theater have stopped screening a movie just because you have not watched. Or no Big Boss will stop eliminating people just because you did not have an opportunity to win. All that will come and shall go. But what is your choice? If a chaiwala needs to become a prime minister, if a tribal woman should become the president, if a fisherman's son can become the greatest astronaut, Abdul Kalam, it is because of the choices what they made. Beginning is just like you and me. But what choices they made, that decided what Abdul Kalam could become. Draupadi Murmu's own cousins, they are still tribals. Modi ji's own cousins are still a small living life they are living. And definitely Abdul Kalam's own cousins are still fishermen and they will die as a fisherman. Why? They did not make the right choices. Their choices changed. So on a daily basis, if you are not getting ready to make that right kind of choices, you will not reach the destination what you can reach. So for that, you will have to start working right from now. So let us see what else it can be discussed here. See, when I talk about most of the time what happens, there is a study stress. Why there is a study stress is, when there is something very nominal that you will have to get prepared for, and there is nothing called as an examination, there is nothing called as a viva, there is nothing called as an interview, then definitely there is no stress at all, there is no fear at all. Okay, today, right now, if I am telling I am going to give this class and the class is going to be a simple class for 1.5 hours and then I will walk off, you will comfortably sit. But if I say, I have already spoken to the principal, after the class I am going to give you a test. And how you perform on that test will be actually shared with your parents, and that performance will decide how much of extra additional marks you can score in 10th. Then what happens? Automatically the fear starts creating in you. So we are sure that you will agree, learning something in general and studying for a seminar, viva, presentation and exam are two very different things. I don't study, I am simply studying, that's all. But I am studying for a seminar, I am studying for a viva, I am studying for a presentation, I am studying for an exam. Then what happens? Automatically there is tense, there is stress, there is fear. And this is what is required to differentiate between ordinary people and extraordinary people. Who are extraordinary people? Modi is an extraordinary person? No. Draupadi Murmu is an extraordinary person? No. Abdul Kalam was an extraordinary person? Definitely no. Thomas Alva Edison was an extraordinary scientist? Definitely no. Thomas Alva Edison was actually considered as mentally handicapped. He was considered as a slow learner. All of you are blessed. You have got admission for your first standard at the age of 5.5 years. When he went to first standard along with his mom, the principal asked him to speak few lines or read certain letters or utter certain letter. Because his speech had not come, the principal told he can't give him admission. Come after 2 years. Even after 2 years when he went, his speech was not normal. He was very, very slow. He had not developed the speech. Knowing that he cannot be accommodated, the principal told, come after 2 years, but because our mother actually pleaded with the principal, he told, let me take him for 10-15 days, we will observe, but still I am telling you, I am not confirmed the admission. If we find he is up to the mark, we will continue, otherwise no. It so happens Thomas Alva Edison starts attending the class. He is 7 years, he is attending with 5 years old children, but still his mental ability and learning ability and understanding ability was low. And he was a kinesthetic student. There are 3 kinds of students. One is, we call them as visual student. Can you repeat?
Visual students.
2, auditory student.
Ordinary students.
3, kinesthetic student.
Kinesthetic students.
I'll be showing the slide just to give you edges. Who is called as visual student? ಕೆಲವರು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ದಟ್? ವೆನ್ ಎ ಟೀಚರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್, ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್. You observe and you understand 100%. And when you open the book, you just see, you understand 100% because your visual is very, very powerful. These are the first kind of students. There are another kind of students who are auditory students. Who are these auditory students? Auditory students are those where they actually observe things they cannot understand. They need what is called as audio repetition. The teacher should say it again and again. You should say it again and again. You should repeat it again and again. You will have to read loudly again and again so that you can listen to it again and again. You need group discussion. So all these will help you because you are an auditory kind of a student. And the third set of student is called as kinesthetic student. Who is a kinesthetic student? A student who cannot actually get everything when he just looks, when he cannot get everything when he is just listening. He only gets when he prepares by himself kinesthetically, by writing, by doing the experiment, by performing the experiment. These are called as kinesthetic students. It so happened when Thomas Alva Edison completed his 10-15 days, all the teachers complained he cannot be continued because he is not getting anything. So the principal calls to Thomas Alva and he says, Thomas, how do you go home? He says, sir, my home is very close by. He says, does your mom come and pick you up? He says, no, I go on my own. Okay, today will be your last class. From tomorrow you will not come to the school. Here is a letter, and he hands over the letter and he says, give this to your mom. Sir, I want to come to school, but you cannot. I have written for what reason you cannot. You tell your mother, she will read it for you. Please go. And he leaves, crying. He was very disturbed because he was actually willing to attend this class. He wanted to go to school, but he was not given permission to go to school. Why? He was a slow learner. And with that incapability, when he comes home crying, my mother understands what would have happened. Mothers are always mothers. If something happens to you, even before you could go home and say, your mom knows something has happened to you, and she will ask, did anything happen in school? Did you fall? Something happened? Did your teacher scold? She can know. So mother actually tells you what's wrong. He says, principal gave me this letter and he told from tomorrow don't come to school because the reason is written in the letter. Mom, I want you to read this letter for me. Mother opens the letter. Looking at what is written in the letter, there is tears in her eyes. But she cannot put across those tears. She wipes those tears and with a smiling face she reads it something like this. To the parents of Thomas Alva, your son is a genius student. A genius student like this cannot be with normal students of our school or college. So, we insist that he be trained personally by you or any others where genius students are going to be specially trained. Yours lovingly, principal, and there was a signature. This is what she read. Telling, showed him also, this is what the principal has written. This boy was filled with so much of confidence. Right now I have come to fill that confidence only. He's filled with so much of confidence and says, Mom, is it so I am genius? Yes, you are genius. So from tomorrow, you need not go to school with normal students. I am going to teach you. And from that day, the teaching starts. Sometimes when I take session to the teachers, I always say, being a teacher is very easy. But can you become a teacher like mother of Thomas Alva Edison? Can you become that particular teacher? Then we have done justice to what is called as teaching. It's such a beautiful exercise. So it so happens Thomas Alva Edison starts learning everything kinesthetically. He starts preparing everything kinesthetically, and he is doing amazingly good. And even at the age of 20, 21, he has already done many experiments, and he has money which was self-sufficient. It so happens they moved to a new place, and when they moved to a new place, all his old belongings were kept in a trunk, and it was kept in a separate place. And he thought, let me see it, and days passed, years passed, and after 10 years, his mother dies. Because he lived with his mother in that new house, he was very uncomfortable there without his mother to live. So what he says, let me change this place. Mother's thought is coming again and again. So sometimes when you want to forget, we say, go to a new place where you don't remember anything about that particular thing. That means about his mother. So what he says, let me move to a new house so that the thought process won't come. So there, forgetting is a boon. When my grandmother passes away, was very much attached to me, I cannot actually comfortably continue because I am so attached. Her absence will create so much of opaque space in me. I will start feeling my life has become miserable. I go to a counseling session and the counselor says, "On kelsa maadi, avun yene aadru jaasti depression antu idane. Dayaviಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಮನೆಗೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಊರಿಗೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, go to a new place." ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮದರ್ದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ಫೋಟೋ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಡಿಯೋ, ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಅವ್ನ ಕಣ್ಣು ಬೀಳ್ದಲೇ ಇರೋ ಥರ ಒಂದು 2 ವರ್ಷ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವ್ನು ತಾನಾಗೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ he will never become normal. This is an advice of a counselor. Why? The counselor advises so that he forgets his grandmother. So forgetting is important there. On the other side, now examination godaga ಒಂದು question paper ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ, and anybody had any doubt that a paper or a question has come out of the syllabus? No. Because you know when you are reading the question paper, this is from the first lesson, this is from the last lesson, this is from this lesson, I have written this notes in the second book, all that thoughts come. But when you actually want to write, it's not coming, you are forgetting. Those who can remember everything, they score 100%. Those who can remember 80% of all that will get 80%. Those who can remember only 50% will get 50%. Those who can remember only 20% they fail. It doesn't mean that none of them have studied, all of them have studied. But they forgot there. So what we say, forgetting there is a crime. It is a shapa. It is a curse. But in the other hand, my grandmother passed away and forgetting that was important for me, and that is a gift. So what the counselor says, go to a new place. There should not be any such thought process which will speak about that particular incident or that particular entity. That is your mother. On the other side, if you want to remember what you should do, you should write those notes, you should put those charts. Wherever you go, you should see it again and again. You should read it again and again. You should listen to it again and again. You should kinesthetically write it again and again. When you consistently do all this, automatically results will start pouring. This is what you will have to learn. There is no shortcut. So here, when Thomas Alva Edison wanted that confidence that he is not a mentally retarded or a slow learner, the mother pours in that confidence and says, the letter says and the principal says you are a genius. His confidence goes so high, and by the age of 30, 35, 40, he had already done 500 inventions. And right at that moment when his mother passes away, he had to shift to a new place. When he had to shift, when all the luggages were getting shifted, he finds the trunk somewhere kept up. He brings the trunk and he knew in that trunk all his old clothes are there of his childhood. When he opens all those childhood clothes, he finds that letter there. With the tears in his eyes, he knew that that was the letter what his mother read for him. He opens that letter and he asks her to, he opens and he rereads it. And when he rereads it, he is in more fear. He is also in more stress. He is actually emotionally become down. Actually, the letter read something like this. To the parent of Thomas Alva Edison, your son is a slow learner. But the mother read it as, your son is a genius. Your son cannot cope up with the normal students. He's a special child. He needs to be sent to a special care. Only then he will be able to understand. So, please take care of your special child, yours lovingly, and the principal has signed. And that letter, if it was read as it was in front of the Thomas Alva, then Thomas Alva wouldn't have had so many inventions under the sky. So here is a question that all of you should answer. Do you have that confidence? God has made you in order to experience those confidence. I'll be going for a few things which would be very relevant because of the time. Actually, what is stress? Stress leads to what is called as fear when we talk about examination here. What is stress is my entire stress in life, your study stress is the gap between when it should have been read and when you actually read the gap. Assuming today when your academic year started, one particular chapter was covered. Yavado one particular chapter cover ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. When the chapter is covered, you come on the same day and you read the chapter, you prepare the notes and you are getting ready and keeping yourself ready for the next class, then where is the stress? There is no stress. Instead what you do, you say, I will start reading from tomorrow and you push it to tomorrow. The moment tomorrow comes, you will have to read the first day lessons also, you will have to read the second day lessons also. When both the days lessons have to be read, what is happening? Your burden is more and the stress also is more, and you again say, instead of tomorrow, I will read it tomorrow. And that tomorrow when it consistently happens, you are not happy. Consistent procrastination when it happens. So what you say, tomorrow is not working, I'll do like this. From Monday I will start seriously studying, and you push it to Monday. But on Monday do you start? No, you again have a starting problem. Instead of Monday, what you will say, next Monday I will 100% start. Normal things you are doing, but that serious studies what you want to do, you pushed it to next Monday. But when you pushed it next Monday, one error ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, your mind is not comfortable with you. He is feeling angry against yourself only. And you are saying, Monday is not working. Next month first, I will seriously start studying. And you push it to next month first. Next month first came. You should seriously start studying, getting up 4 o'clock, sleeping at 11 o'clock, getting up at 4 o'clock, sleeping at 11 o'clock, only maintaining 5 hours of sleep on a daily basis, seriously studying. But when the first comes, what you say, this month is not working. Next month first, 100% I will start seriously studying, and you push it to next month first. Next month first, few of you pushed, you are not happy. Then few of you told, okay, anyway, I puja is coming. Start with that. And few of you, anyway Deepavali will come na mama. From Deepavali amma nodi nanu ishtu chana odtini andre, and Deepavali also came. And few of you told, New Year early sir. Ivat banbitide New Year. Have you started? No. But are you becoming a little serious? Yes. Because examination is in 3 months, you are becoming little serious. But when you would have studied then, and when you are going to study now, there is a gap. That gap is nothing but stress. Stress is nothing but the gap between when it should have been done and ultimately when it was done. Can you repeat? Stress is nothing but again. I will say and then you will repeat. Stress is nothing but the gap between when it should have been done and ultimately when was it done. Always remember, when the stress is less, you can focus more on studies. Your attention and your conviction and your focus is very high. When the stress is very high, even if you want to focus, you cannot focus. Right now, because the examination is in 3 months down the line, you are in that stage, you are not able to focus because you know the baggage is more, lot of things to study, and all these months you wouldn't have studied. but still somehow you are pushed to study because the examination is here, outcome will be something else. Let me explain. Assuming your teacher gives you an assignment today. Why do you think any teacher gives you an assignment? What is the objective? The objective of your teacher giving an assignment is by writing the assignment, by completing the assignment, you learn more about the subject. When you learn more about the subject, you have actually mastered the subject, and it will definitely help you to perfectly understand, and it will definitely help you to write in the examination and score 100% of all the questions that may come from that lesson. Maybe it's a difficult lesson, so the teacher would have asked you to write the assignment twice. But what do you do? If the assignment is given today and ma'am says I will collect it on Saturday, what should you do? You should go home today. Without getting into that starting trouble and procrastination, you should complete the assignment. But what will you do? No. I know I will have to write the assignment. I'm not saying I'm not going to write the assignment. Instead of today, I will write it tomorrow. You postpone. That is called as postponing. Procrastination. It is the biggest disease. You and me have this disease, we will have to overcome. If the chai wala will not overcome this procrastination disease, he could not have become what is he right now, Prime Minister. If the tribal woman wouldn't have given up this procrastination, she wouldn't have become what she is now. And if that Thomas Alva, a mentally slow learner, if he wouldn't have taken this procrastination in his mind, and he would have got into procrastination every now and then, he would have lived as a normal child and he would have died as a normal child. So the choice has to be, I will go ahead in my life without procrastination, without postponing. So what you do? You postpone it to tomorrow. At least do it tomorrow. No. Anyway, we have 3 days. You push it to one more tomorrow, and Saturday is the submission date. Friday, anyhow, you will write. But Friday, what you write, examination is not there in your mind. Friday, when you write, understanding the subject is not there in your mind. The objective has changed. Friday, you write because the teacher should not scold you on Saturday. So, the entire assignment and the purpose of the assignment, why it was given, was to see to it you understand the subject perfectly, and that will help you in the exam. That objective is gone. You write just copying from your friends, only with an intention that tomorrow my teacher should not scold. So what has happened? You have not done it according to the requirement. So this is very, very dangerous. From now on, whatever the 3 months you have, you should not get into any kind of procrastination. You should not postpone anything. If you have planned today I am going to do it, you will have to do it today. Ask yourself, in the school timetable, have they changed anything? No. They gave you a plan, they gave you a timetable, at least 1 year in advance, and they told this is the day when your first test will be, this is the day when your midterm exam will be, this is the day when your first preparatory and second preparatory will be, and this is the time when your annual exam will be. Everything is planned and everything is worked according to the plan. Did they ever procrastinate? No. No postponing has happened. So what happens? Everything happens systematically. But in your preparation to the exam, ನೀವು ಆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ಇದೇ ತರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ you would have prepared. So the entire stress in life is the gap between when it should have been done and ultimately when it was done. If you can from today complete of all studying activity as committed, you will have a stress-free life. So what happens? Even if the teacher announces, I'll give you a surprise test. Those who had written the assignment on the same day and revised it once or twice or thrice in the coming week, if there is a surprise test also, there is no fear. Why? I have already studied. But when the preparation is less, fear is high. When the preparation is more, fear is low. That is the very reason they give you what is called as preparatory exam. Most of you will think, why this preparatory is coming in between? Preparatory is required. Why? How will I build that confidence that an exam like this, you should say, I have already attended an exam like this. So that in the exam you become fearless. The preparatory exam will be more tougher. The evaluation of the preparatory exam will be still more tougherly done, so that the Teacher herself will say, you have got 90, na? That means you will get 98, 99. You don't worry, go. Because the paper was made to be tough so that you understand how a tough paper can be. But the public exam will be much easier than this. We have corrected the paper with utmost strictness, but in the final, the correction will not be done at this strictness. This will build so much of confidence in you. So they give first preparatory, second preparatory, and finally the exam is given. It was very beautifully told when after this Olympics, all the medal winners, be it Paralympics or be it normal the Olympics, the media asked these participants, did you feel that there was stress or fear while you were actually attempting the real game? All of them told no. When unanimously when everybody told no, they asked with a surprise, how is that possible? They told, our coach, our principal or our coach had given us the same kind of much more difficult environment, and our practice had already happened there, so we are feeling very comfortable here. In the same manner, the preparatory what is going to be given to you is for you to prepare with the same attitude as though it is your final exam and make an attempt to complete it. That becomes very important. And one more very important, are you following a common study style? What I mean by common study style is, what you do in the exam is what actually you practice. No, most of us are not doing that. Let me explain it like this. In the exam, what do? You write. In the exam, you write. Do you say the answer and you get the marks? No. You write the exam and then you get the marks. But how is your preparation? Your preparation is 95% taking the information, putting it here, taking the information, putting it here. Is that what you do in the exam? No. In the exam, you do something else. What you do? You collect the information and write it. Are you practicing that? Are you practicing this? You are practicing this, but that is not what you do there. So, the practice what you will have to do is more of this, collecting information from the mind and writing. So, whenever you are studying, this could be a normal, smart method of studying. In 1 hour, there are 320 minutes. How many 20 minutes in an hour? 320 minutes. The first 20 minutes, the middle 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes. Can you repeat? The first 20 minutes, the middle 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes. Whenever you are going to study, you fix up a breakup like 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. Science 1 hour, social science 1 hour, maths 1 hour, first language 1 hour, second language 1 hour, third language 1 hour, irrespective of whatever the time. I sit for studies. First 20 minutes information should go to your mind. Next 20 minutes you will have to close the book, audio repetition. Read the question, try to recollect the answer. This is auditory. First one is visual. Okay, second is auditory. You just say it. And when you don't get it, go refer and then recollect and try to repeat it. The last 20 minutes, take the book, keep it into the shelf. Sit in the same manner how you sit in an exam, not with a chakavaka. A chair and a normal table, wooden plank, a normal plastic chair or a plastic table. The chair should be the height of the chair what you sit in the school. The table should be the height of the table what you sit. The same kind of a pen, the same kind of place, and write. Whatever happens, you are not going to look at the book. You write whatever you can, and after you have completed, close and you do your own correction. You will know what you have not written right, and that will help you to prepare well. The first 20 minutes, take the information, put it here. The next 20 minutes, prepare, open the book, prepare. The last 20 minutes, close the book, keep it there, have the questions and answer. Because that is what you do in the exam. And most of the time when you do that, you fail. You miserably fail because you are not able to recollect. What you do, I am not able to recollect, I do like this. Tomorrow, once for all, first chapter, second chapter, both I will write. And you will start reading the next chapter. When you could not remember the one chapter that you read right now, how will you remember it tomorrow? It's not going to work. So why do we forget? Let me take up this forgetting curve to make it a little faster. There is one the scientist Ebbinghaus who has written an Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. What do you mean by this Ebbinghaus forgetting curve? Why do people forget? People normally forget because they don't revise. Simple. There are three kinds of memory: sensory memory, short-term memory, long-term memory. Repeat with me. Sensory memory, short-term memory, long-term memory. Now we are trying to answer a very basic question. Why do we forget? The question paper is given. When I am looking at the question paper, I know all these questions have come within the lesson. If any question, again I am telling you, write it down. If any question is out of the subject, you need not worry. Who will take care of it? Rangnath from Public TV will take care. Second around, we newspapers will take care. Next day in headlines, Prajavani will write. SSLC ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲದಲೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. Then Rangnath will take and he will fire the education minister left, right, center, and the education minister will say 10 marks grace ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ sir out of the syllabus question ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Now why do you also know it is out of the syllabus? Because all of us will not permanently forget. We partially forget. That is where the problem is. We know from this lesson only it has come. We partially forget. And our confidence also is shaken because we don't have a comparison to say, has anybody done better in the school? Yes. Sitting in the same chair, sitting with the presence of the same teachers, you go through the last just 4 years result of the same school. There are students who have scored 100. There are students who have scored in maths 100, in science 100, in social 100, and there was a year when even in the languages one student got 100. There is a beautiful saying, where there is a will, there is a way. All of you know this? Repeat it. Where there is a will, there is a way. Again, where there is a will, there is a way. Once more. Where there is a will, there is a way. But let me say, there is always a way. Do you have the will? 100 has already come, but do you have that will? I want that 100. Choice is yours. C is yours. B is fixed. Destination exam is fixed for all of you. What choices you make here will decide how much marks you are going to score. Whether I will remain a chaiwala, die as a chaiwala, I will remain a tribal woman, I will die as a tribal woman, and I will remain a fisherman's son, I will die as a fisherman's son, I will remain a mentally retarded son, and I will die a mentally retarded person, and this choice is yours. Because there is always a way. Do you have the will? That's the question what you will have to ask. So, why do we forget and how do I prepare not to forget? That is our basic question. Let us try to understand why do we forget. There is a beautiful Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. He is a scientist. I told you there are three kinds of memory: sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. What happens? Whatever I say, it goes first through your sensory organs, through your audio, through your visual. It goes and it remains in one part of the memory which we call it a sensory memory. But if I don't revise it, I cannot push it from sensory memory to short-term memory. If I want it to remain in my memory, I'll have to forcibly revise it multiple times so that it is pushed to the short-term memory. In the short-term memory, if I do multiple revision, it will go into long-term and permanent memory and you will never forget. 9 8s are 6 5s are 4 3s are 19 8s are. You are not prepared 19 8s are, but you are well prepared from 2 1s are 1 1s are to 10 1s are, and you will never forget because the number of revision what you have done is infinite. So many billions of times you would have revised. That which you revise multiple times will go to permanent memory. That which we have revised very little will stay in a short-term memory and you will forget. But tomorrow if I say, come prepared from 11 onwards to 15 onwards, I will ask you. You will not do the same mistake. Why? Because of the revision what you do today night. You go today night, because Malik sir is going to give me that in the presence of everybody, I should not make mistake. Let me repeat 12 are 1, 12 are 24, 13 are 13, 32 are 26. You prepare and prepare and prepare. Multiple such revision happens, it goes into the permanent memory. Simple, smart way of learning. If I don't want to forget, what should I do? Revision. Again, if I don't want to forget, what should I do?
Revision.
So how many times you do the revision depends on how much of recollecting capacity you have gained on that particular subject. If the subject is easy, few revision it gets into your head. If the subject is difficult, you need multiple revision. Make your attempt for those difficult subjects to become easy. Then you can become from a chai wala to prime minister. Otherwise, no. If you do ordinary things, you cannot become an extraordinary person. You should do extraordinary things in order to become an extraordinary person. Choice is yours. Destination is fixed based on what choices you make. So what we say, how does this Avengers forgetting curve work? Assuming today I have done a class. These are the days, 0, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, 60 days, 2 months. Here is a chapter that I have done. When I do a chapter, maybe immediately after 3 days, if I give you an exam, there is chances that 80% you will remember because it has gone to short-term memory and it is there. But if I don't do revision for 60 days and if they give me an exam, my graph of remembrance will be only 5%. Why? I have not done any revision. So, you should do revision after 5 days, after 10 days, after then a gap of 15 days, then a gap of 30 days. This kind of multiple revisions when it is done, that is where such students will be called as smart students. They will remember accurately, they will be able to pick up things accurately. That is what I also wanted you to understand. That is about Avengers of forgetting curve. So here is how the concept works. From the environmental stimuli, through the sensory memory, information goes and it stays in short-term memory. But when I do multiple retrievals, then what happens? It goes to long-term memory. In the long-term memory, when any information is saved, whenever I want to retrieve the information, automatically information will come either for your exam, either for your interview, or either for your viva. So it's a simple understanding. If I don't want to forget, I need to do multiple revision. If I want to get more marks in exam, definitely I should prepare the way the examination is conducted. That's the reason I will have to write, closing my book, recollecting information from my memory and doing it neatly, fastly. It is important that you write very fast. It is important that you try to recollect everything and then do it without ever going and making an attempt to look at the book. First time you may not remember answers for all the questions. It's okay. But next time again do the same procedure. 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. And that way when you do, you will start seeing the result. These are few things. And I just wanted to tell you the importance of like a timetable. So please have a timetable from the time you wake up till the time you sleep. How many fingers all of you have? Can you check? In each hand, 5. So at your age, 5 hours of sleep is more than enough. When we are younger ones, we need more sleep. When we are old age, we need more sleep. But at your age, even 4, 5 hours, 6 hours is more than enough. 5 hours is more than enough. So if you are sleeping by 10, you should get up at least by 4. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. For 5 hours means 3 o'clock you should get up. If I am even giving you 1 hour of extra sleep, that is 6 hours of sleep, then you should sleep by 10 and get up by 4. And early in the morning, Brahmi Muhurta studies is very effective because at that time when you study with little efforts, you can get maximum benefit. So make all the attempts to see to it you get up early in the morning and start preparing to study. And also where you study is very important. You don't keep changing the places. Right now is not the time to experiment. If you are studying in one place, you consistently sit in the same place and study so that there is a vastu, there is an energy alignment which you get into that place. You get maximum benefit out of it. Sit in a comfortable place. sit in a place where there is less distraction. Yavana sound, avella distractions ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಿಚನ್ ಗೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿ, ಟಿವಿ ಗೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿ, ವಿಂಡೋಸ್ ಗೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿ, ಆದಷ್ಟು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್. You need air space, but sit in a place where it is quiet, comfortable, and then you start studying in the same place, same time. Okay, our time schedule also you should follow. There is a time for studies and always study at that particular time only. There is a place for studies, always study in that particular place only. There is a way to study. Right now I told you 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. That way there is a right way of studying. You will have to study in the same right way only. When you follow this discipline, examination will automatically have a better score. Okay, repeat after me. There is a time for studying.
There is a time for studying.
I should study in that time only.
I should study in that time only.
There is a place for studying.
There is a place for studying.
I should study in the same place only.
I should study in the same place only.
There is a right way of studying.
There is a right way of studying.
I should study in that right way only.
I should study in that right way only.
This was the visual what I was talking about. What is your studying style? We should ask ourselves. Most of us don't know. Are we a visual student? Can I actually see, understand? Those are called as visual students. Are you an auditory student? Like you understand, you listen to the audio and then do? Or you kinesthetic, where you write and do? But let me put it across. Irrespective of whatever, whether you are visual, auditory or kinesthetic, if you want maximum marks, there is no shortcut. You should follow all three methods. Get used to all three methods. Usually for visual what we say, I saw the formula, I understood. I see the point and I understood. I will not like group discussion at all. I should be alone, I should be silent, I should just open the pages, I should just swap the pages and understand. Auditory people, they need group discussion. When I heard the formula multiple times, I understood. Today is the time where you have audio through your mobile. Whatever you read, you record it in your audio. Whatever the class goes on, record it as an audio. Use an headphone, keep listening to it again and again. Slowly it gets memorized. These are auditory people. These are kinesthetic who needs to write, experiment, write and then learn. So, let me go directly. You follow all this, I'm not saying no. Of course, you should know that whoever make it to the top bracket of academics, they practice all three learning methodologies. 100 out of 100 means all three methodologies I'll have to follow. So keep this in mind whenever you are preparing. There was a lot of slides because of the time shortage. Always know that you can prepare what is called as charts, you can prepare what is called as cue cards, you can prepare audio revisions where you would have read your own lessons, you listen to your own lessons, it will automatically get memorized. And whenever you are feeling little sleepy, a coffee is good. Not a full glass of coffee that will put caffeine to an higher state, which will be like a drugged attitude. That should not be there. One ಕಾಲ್ glass coffee ಕುಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು push it to 2 hours. Again, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾಲ್ glass coffee ಕುಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು you can push it to 2 hours. Don't drink too much of coffee, but yes, coffee is required so that it always makes you get alert and then start studying. I mean, what do you read? You start preparing index cards. One small postcard size and important formulas ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಪ್ರತಿ ಲೆಸನ್ಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಅದನ್ನ ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಫ್ರೀ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡೋದು. Those are called as index cards. I mean, there is something called as notes. Notes, your teachers also give. Read those notes again and again. If you can create a short form of the notes, much more beautiful. Mind maps, charts use ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು mind mapping ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು entire lesson can be described in one particular chart. ಆ ಥರ charts create ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, posters create ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, visual materials create ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, diagrams create ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. Pin them in the places which you see again and again. ನಿಮ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾ ಮರಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ಗೋ ಟು ಎ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ನೋಬಡಿ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾ, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಹಿಂಗ್ ತಿಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಹಿಂಗ್ ತಿಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ, ಮಲಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ, ಬಾತ್ರೂಮ್ ಡ್ರೋರ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೋರ್. ಸೊ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್, ಸಮರೈಸ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ you will understand it better. with these, I would like to conclude. If you have any questions, I would like to answer. Either the mini revision booklets we used to practice like that. And they eat right kind of foods, which is very, very important. Healthy foods will keep an healthy mind. Only that healthy mind will work for you. If that healthy food are not eaten, it will automatically create a lethargic mind. So eat lot of greens, drink lot of fruits, eat lot of nuts. Don't take oily products, don't take non-vegetarians too much, heavy oily foods, don't have junk foods, avoid all kinds of junks, at least during the examination, because if you fall sick, it will eat up your time. It's very important that you commit your body that it will not fall sick. For that, right kind of eating, right kind of drinking, this has to be followed. Right kind of sleep patterns also. Yes, ma'am.
What happens when they don't eat or don't drink from the water, sir?
If you don't eat and drink, what happens? Your body needs energy. When your body gets drained managing your body, your energy would be zero when you need energy to study. Every study consumes more energy. All of you should know that. Studying sometimes we aid because it consumes very high energy level. If you lose your entire energy not having your food, and the food has to be actually collected from already available fatty contents in your body, then your body becomes very, very weak. With that weakness, when you will have to sit and focus and then study, there is no energy. Your energy will drop to zero and nothing will work. You will be physically doing everything, mentally nothing will be going in. So, eating the right minimum quantity of food, minimum quantity of vitamins, minimum quantity of minerals is very, very important. Keeping your body hydrated also is very, very important. Body has 90% of liquid items. So, more liquid consumption is going to keep your body more energetic. So, energy ke liye juice, not any kind of Pepsi. Sugar always is dangerous. So that has to be done. And give a small walk. Wear comfortable clothes while you are studying. And TV is a villain. They definitely avoid TV. And Facebook, Twitter, all this is a villain. Neighbors' marriage is a villain. Cousins' marriage is a villain. Even I say Deepavali is a villain. Yugadi is a villain. But after this, you can have multiple Deepawalis with an happy face. Always remember, 10th is your turning point. There is never one more 10th in your life. Once your examination marks have scored to the top, you can celebrate your entire festivals so happily. But if your marks are down, you will suffer for your lifetime. The pain what you take for the next 4 months will give you a permanent gain for lifetime. Today also we say, hey, I got 95% in my 10th. I cherish that. I feel so happy about it. If my score would have been less, I would have felt bad about it. My Deepavali was not important. My 10th standard exam was important. But after the 10th standard exam, the first Deepavali, the way I celebrate will be among us. I will celebrate all the 3 years put together. So these small preparations has to be made. So if you have any questions, I will take it up. And if at all you feel lethargic, you don't have energy, then there are few yogasanas that you could actually practice on a daily basis in order to regenerate yourself. All of you know pranayama, breathing exercise. See, as man rightly told, when you don't eat, your energy is low. When you don't breathe normally also, your energy is low. Because the eating what you do and the breathing what you do, this is prana for your entire body. We say pranayama because air is prana. The air which goes inside, if it doesn't come out, that means you are dead. Or the air which has come out, you are not able to inhale again, that means you are dead. So fragile is our life, and our prana is our air, and our energy is our oxygen. So when I do deep inhaling, and deep exhaling, practically what I am giving more space for my lungs to absorb as much oxygen as possible. The more oxygen he absorbs, the more he can focus on the energy, and that oxygen will be circulated to the entire body, which is necessary. If one of the kid falls unconscious and if he sleeps with dizziness and he falls unconscious, what will you do? First you will check whether he is breathing. Oh, breathing, but next what you do? You actually give him air. Why do you give him air? So that more air goes inside. Oxygen is important. And finally you take him to an ambulance and you are taken to an hospital. What will they do? Immediately they put in oxygen mask. Because oxygen itself is an energy for you. During Corona, what was our problem? Oxygen. Our immunity drops because consumption of oxygen would have become less. The only remedy what they actually asked you to do for all the Corona patients is deep breathing. So if you can do the deep breathing, it actually works wonders. If possible, I wanted to talk about that in another 5-10 minutes and then we will wind up. There is one particular pranayama which we call it as Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. Can you repeat all of you? Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. Again, Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. 3 times. Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. Anybody has any idea what is the Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama? Few of the yogasana exercises which you could practice. Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, that means alternate nostrils breathing, and then you can go for Paschimottanasana with your head landed. These are few asanas that you could do. More than that, the very important will be the Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. We will try that for another 5-10 minutes and then I will wind up the class. What exactly is Brahmari means? See, Brahmari is that black pea, okay, which creates an humming sound. All of you repeat. This humming bee creates a vibration. That hummingness is nothing but a vibration. The highest level of energy is vibration. All of you will be surprised how we shifted from normal digging to vibration mode of digging. ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲನ road dig ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ 20-30 years back when you used to see them digging hole, they used to have a very pointed object. It used to go hit, it used to try and break open. But nowadays when you see a drilling machine, there will not be a pointed object at all. There will be a blunt object. But that blunt object will be placed and a vibration will be created. People looking at it will be surprised what idiot he is. At least the pointed one should be pointed and it should actually crack through alwa. No, the technology is vibration. When I hit that and create a vibration, that vibration will empty a space of more than 3 feet, 4 feet wider, 4 feet, 5 feet deeper. And then when a crane comes, he is able to easily lift it because it has loosened every part of the soil. In the same manner, our spinal cord, which is connected to all our body parts and which is actually energizing us and supplying, taking care of everything, taking care of our studies, taking care of our expression, taking care of our breathing, taking care of multiple things, it needs to be actually clean. A cleanliness should happen. If I can create that vibration, what happens? It releases all those blocked pipes and it will release it. It will make more energy flow in and flow out. So for that we practice the Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. Brahmari Pranayama is this. I inhale, close my eyes and exhale with an humming sound. This is Brahmari. We will be doing 4 rounds of this Brahmari Pranayama. But for me who will have to face an exam in 90 days, why Brahmari? No. I want you to go for Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. Why Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama is, stress is actually created, fear is actually created for the continuous thought process which enters your mind and disturbs you. So what happens while I am studying, if your mom is preparing a dosa, you can smell it. ಮಮ್ಮಿ ದೋಸೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬೇಗ ಹೋಗಿ ತಿನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮ ತಿನ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಯುವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್. ಗೇಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅಂಕಲ್ ಬಂದ್ರು, ಅಂಕಲ್ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ತಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಲಾರಾಮ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಆದಾಗ ವೇಕಪ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಟಿವಿಲ್ ಆದಾಗ ಓ ಬಿಗ್ ಬಾಸ್ ಶುರುವಾಯಿತು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ನ ಹಿಡಿದಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಇಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. My eyes should see what I want it to see and only see what I want it to see. Where there is a will, there is a way. No, there is always a way. Do you have a will? How I can control these five sensory organs? There is a sound coming. I should not listen to that sound. My focus has to be my studies only. I'm smelling something. That's the reason I say sit in a calm place where no other smell should disturb you. Okay, sound should not disturb you. I take all the five sensory organs, put it into my control. And then when I sit for studies, you will get complete attention and complete focus. That is what you will have to practice. So for that what we do, when I say Shanmukhi means, it is five sensory organs. Shan means five sensory organs taking into our control. All of you open your fingers like this. All of you have your thumb. Otherly you can close your ears. Don't insert it into the hole. There is a flap. Adani close ಮಾಡಿ open ಮಾಡಿ close ಮಾಡಿ open ಮಾಡಿ. That is how you will have to close. Index finger on your eyes. Okay, middle finger on your nostrils. Index finger on your eyes. ನಿಮ್ಮ eyes ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Index finger ಯಾವುದು? This is index finger. Index finger on your eyes. Middle finger on both the nostrils. And ring finger on your upper lip. And little finger on your chin. Both the side of your chin. Okay. Now you will have to inhale. Idu you will have to do 5 rounds. All of you got ansate. All of you look at me. Idu 5 rounds aadmele I'll ask you to come to Dhyana Mudra. Dhyana Mudra is where you actually bring your index finger and your thumb, and all the 3 fingers will be straight. Keep it on your thighs, straight like this. This has to be 90 degree, this has to be 90 degree. Back straight, once upon munde banni. If you are touching each other, left, right, touch agtidre aache iche hogi. You should not touch anything. When you do this Shanmukhi and then I'll ask you to come to Dhyana Mudra, you will have to keep your eyes closed. You will have to lift your eye and focus between your 2 eyebrows. I'll be giving you some lines. Okay, these lines is for you to have a strong commitment that I can do all this anotara. It is you can call it as manifestation process antanu karibodu. It is a manifestation technique antanu karibodu. What you want to manifest, for what you are filled with gratitude, adella nanu ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. You will have to just listen. After I tell you, you will have to bring both your palms around your palms, and then I'll give you the instructions on your forehead, on your chin. Adadmele until I say now slowly and gently open your eyes anta ಹೇಳೋವರೆಗೂ you are not going to open your eyes. Is that clear? First to normal Shanmukhi pranayama, you will inhale and close your eyes and exhale 5 times. Then Brahmari Shanmukhi pranayama, where you will always hold your index. Adu 5 rounds. Adadmele come to Dhyana Mudra, and then we will go for affirmation. Affirmation technique, affirmation process antanu kariತೀವಿ, manifestation process antanu kariತೀವಿ. We'll create a dream of your marks of 10th standard, and you should go very close to it and you should achieve it. Before achieving, can you achieve it in your dreams? Dreams are something which gets manifested. Can you dream better? That's all. If you can dream better, you can achieve better. Is that clear? Okay. Now all of you open your palms, not Dhyana Mudra. Now inhale. Exhale with an humming sound. How do you create? Open your mouth. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. You will not open your eyes until and unless I ask you to open your eyes. Okay, second round. Deep inhale. Inhale. Third round. Inhale. round. Last round, inhale. Without opening your eyes, spread your fingers, your index finger on your eyes, your middle finger on both the nostrils. Close your ears with the thumb, your ring finger on the upper lip, and your little finger just below your lower lip on both the side of your chin. Now inhale. Fourth round, inhale, last round, inhale, keeping your eyes closed, slowly come to Dhyana Mudra. Your index finger and your thumb together, little finger and your middle finger in one straight line. Keep your back erect straight. Most of you are bent. Keep your back straight, 90-degree angle. Gently lift your head 30 degrees as though you are seeing the sky, and try to focus between your two eyebrows. We call it as a third eye. Try to focus between your two eyebrows. Gently lift your head 30 degrees as though you are looking at the sky. Just feel the tops, what I say. Just feel. Thank you so much, oh God. Thank you so much. Oh God, I could have been born as any such microorganism. I could have been born as a plant. I could have been born as an animal. I could have been born as an insect. I could have been born as a fish. Oh God, thank you so much. You have given me the most sacred birth, that is human birth. Oh God, I am filled with thanks. Thank you so much. Oh God, thank you so much for such a loving parents. I have such a loving father. I have such a loving and caring mother. Oh God, I know there are a lot of orphans, either with their mother or father, or few of them who don't have homes. How they would have lived their life when they don't have both their parents. I'm so much blessed because I have such a loving and caring father, such a loving and caring mother. Thank you so much for this family, oh God. Oh God, thank you so much for these two beautiful eyes. I can see. I know there are a lot of kids. I know there are a lot of youngsters. I know there are a lot of old moms who cannot see. Either they are fully blind and they are partially blind, or they are one-eyed blind. Oh, ye ನಾವು ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು. SSLC ಮಾಡಿದವರು blind people ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. A person last year had scored 85% being completely blind. God, what reason should I give for not hitting 100 out of 100 in all the subjects? I don't have any reason. I have such a beautiful eyes. I can see. Thank you so much, oh God. Oh God, thank you so much because I am not deaf, I am not dumb. I know there are a lot of deaf and dumb. They also write an standard exam. They have scored 90 above, 80 above. I am neither deaf, neither dumb. I think I should score much more than this. I am filled with gratitude, oh God, because I am not deaf, I am not dumb. I have such a beautiful eyes. I have such a loving and caring father. Oh God, thank you so much. I am not mentally retarded. when the story of Thomas Alva Edison was told, when he was thrown out of the school because he was a slow learner, he was a special child. I know I am not that special child. I've completed 9, now I'm doing my 10. I have all the capabilities. I have all the capabilities that I can score 10% in every subject. I believe in that I can. I know the biggest need is my belief system. If I can, I will definitely make it happen. So God, thank you so much. I'm not meant to let it happen. Oh God, thank you so much for these beautiful hands and legs, healthy hands and legs. I know there are a lot of handicaps. Either they don't have hands or legs. And with that handicap is there, and they have scored good marks. I mean, both of this, I think I should not give excuse. Let's not see this instead. I know if a child can become a prime minister, if a tribal woman can become a president like Dr. Guru, if a fisherman's son can become a greatest astronaut, a scientist, if a mentally retarded kid can become Thomas Alva Edison with 1,500 inventions, I am so smart, I can do miracles, and I will start doing these miracles. Thank you so much. Oh God, thank you so much because of this beautiful health. I wouldn't have realized how healthy I was. I recently had an opportunity to go to a cancer hospital where there were only kids. We wanted permission because in the November, we wanted permission from the doctor to celebrate their new year. And the doctor, with tears in his eyes, he told, it's nice that you want to celebrate New Year with us, but I don't think so many of these kids will be able to attend the New Year. I asked him a lot of surprise why. Their days are near. If few of them may maximum live for a month or maximum for 45 days, but I cannot tell anybody who touched 2 months this. I'm no God. I'm so healthy. I'm so healthy. With all this health, with such a loving balance, with these beautiful hands, with such a mindfulness, intelligence, with these 2 eyes, not being deaf, not being dumb, being gifted with such a beautiful school, with such a beautiful parents, with such a beautiful teachers, with such a beautiful principal, with such a beautiful chairman, I think I should do miracles for this 10th standard. I know 10th standard is a turning point in my life. There is never a second 10th standard in anybody's life. My 10th standard is going to be one of a kind which I am going to cherish for my lifetime. I promise, I commit myself for the next 90 days. Nothing will come between me and my 10th. I will skip everything else. I will only focus on my 10th. Thank you once again. I should study with all the tricks given by Sir, with all the tricks given by Dr. God. I'm going to score PhD marks, and it is definitely going to be help me and bless me, God. Help me and bless me, God. Help me and bless me, God. Slowly bring both your hands, rub it, try to generate sufficient heat, rub it hard. You feel the warmth, and very slowly gently rub on your forehead, on your eyebrow, on your eyes, and both the sides of your nostrils, on your cheek, on your chin. And very slowly and gently, please open your eyes. Thank you. I wish you all the best for your 10th standard exam. God bless you. Love you all so much. Guys, if you have any questions, we'll answer.